kind of sick joy do you get out of this? For a prank? No, it isn't, bro. It isn't a fucking prank. Hello, welcome back to Mike and Mayhem. My name is Joey, and I got a new setup again. Don't forget to tell me in the comments down below what you think of this setup. And today's topic is all about crashing out in crazy stories. So let's dive right in with a particularly mild one. Am I overreacting? My boyfriend gave his mother the dress I wanted for my birthday. I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 26 male, for the past 3 years. About 2 months ago, while we were out shopping, I saw this really gorgeous, amazing dress that was just perfect for me, and it was in my favorite color. He looked at the dress and said it was beautiful, but it was rather expensive, $200, so we didn't end up getting it. For weeks after this, I could constantly talk about the dress to him and how I couldn't stop thinking about how beautiful it was, and I hoped one day I could save up to buy it since we were budgeting a bit late. He would hear all about the dress from me all the time and talked about how great he thought it would look on me. So yesterday was my birthday and we had a little get together with some members of both of our families to celebrate. Except when his mother arrived to the house, she was wearing the exact dress and the exact color. I was stunned. I thought that must have told her about it and she went and got it out. Turns out that wasn't the case. In my surprise, I said, "Oh my god, there is no way that the same dress I was looking and dying for months." And she replied, "Oh really? Zane, my boyfriend, gave it to me as a gift last month." I was shocked and confused. Even more so when my boyfriend gave me the birthday gift he got me. And it was a gift card for Sephora for $50. For the rest of the night, I sat quietly in a corner in silence and confusion. I felt hurt and I was lost in my head as to what was going on. My boyfriend and everyone was blissfully unaware and happy the entire night. I didn't even have to ruin the mood. So I started to put on a good face. But I can't shake this feeling of being hurt. A part of me feels like I'm overreacting and acting spoiled in the title. Am I? Just need to know if I need to calm down and not to be upset about this. Wow. I don't think you're overreacting. I think he's an asshole. I know it's an am I overreacting, but still, he's an asshole. But we got an update. I finally got the nerve to straight up to ask him everything, and his response was he thought I had to be humbled a bit because I got way too overexcited about something as trivial as a dress. He thought it would be fun to see my reaction to it all. His mother had no idea about this and just thought her son was giving her a gift. I'm so upset that I just called my mom to come and get me and will be staying with her for a few days while I figure out our next step, but I'm not going back to him. Second updates. First of all, I will say thank you and express my gratitude to all the people who have shown support. The kindness of words is much to me right now, and I'm sorry I can't respond to each and every comment or DM. Just to know I'm reading them and thank you. Me and Zane are over for good. He keeps calling me, but I won't answer, and there's nothing he can do or say to change my mind. I've realized and taken this as a sign of a nature that he kept hidden so well until now. Also, someone in this thread copied and pasted my post word for word and is pretending it happened to them. I don't know why some people would want that. Cloud are crazy. Okay, damn, what a crazy ass story. I hope she finds the love she deserves. Top comment says, "Babe, there is no way a 26-year-old man is this oblivious. He's treating you like dirt. It's not about the dollar value or the birthday present. It's that it was just a gift card with zero thought. Then for him to know how much you have been banging on about this dress and randomly buy it for his mother is beyond strange. You are 23. Just quietly end the relationship. You don't even need to cite this as a reason. He and his mama will gaslight you anyway. Just say you don't feel the same and are ending it. Don't say more." And that's the best bet with this guy. Probably keep it safe, and I hope he turns around. Wish you truly all the best. On to our next story. Am I overreacting, or should I be creeped out by my Tinder state messages? Now these come attached with screenshots. Hi guys, using a throwaway account for my own privacy. I, 21F, met this guy, 25 mil, on Tinder recently, and things were getting pretty good between us. I thought he was funny and seemed sweet through the conversation. We talked frequently and I eventually gave him my number. He recently asked me out for a first date at some fancy restaurant, and the date was going very well until he dropped me off at my house. When we got there, he basically tried to invite himself in by saying that he could continue the date and he had a few drinks inside. I was like, what the fuck, because this was the first day and don't do that type of stuff, and he was overly pushy about it, which made me uncomfortable and not sure if he was going on this date was a good idea. I eventually got him to go by saying I was feeling tired and that I had to get up in the morning for work, which wasn't a lie. The next morning I had woken up to these weird ass texts for him earlier in this morning. I genuinely creeped me out because I don't know, he said he was drunk, but it feels weird about the whole thing and I haven't replied back yet because I don't know what to do. Am I overreacting or is this something to be concerned about? Well, we'll continue on, and these messages are in the dead of night around 3 a.m. to, 4 a.m. And he says, hey, I was thinking of you all night, even when I got home. We should go out again. I'm disappointed we couldn't have gone more further during our date. We would love to spend the night with a pretty girl like you. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty unhappy with how the night ended. I don't know. I do not appreciate your bitchy attitude not letting me in after such a nice night. If you'd know you weren't gonna give me a shit, I wouldn't have wasted my time on you. And then at 7:30 a.m. she replied, what the fuck is your problem? I don't appreciate being spoken to like that, and that was really uncalled for. If this is how we're going to act, I do not want to continue talking. And then at 11 a.m. he finally responds and says, holy shit, I am sorry for all that. I got drunk last night and don't remember shit. Please ignore that. I don't mean a word I said, and I don't think of you like that. I know you're probably pretty unhappy with me, but I wanted to make things right. How about we go see a movie that you told me about so I can make things up to you? How about no? Because that was not necessarily and definitely uncalled for. You are not overreacting. I think you should run, girl. You just block this guy's number and hope he forgets where you live. Top comment says, run, without a word. Sounds like he knows where you live. A mistake I learned a long time ago. No one gets to know where I live until I feted them for a while. Exactly. Someone says, whoops, sorry about that. Mask fell for a second. He's hiding who is really behind the nice guy act. Deep down, these drunk tech are how he really feels. After long enough time, this is the guy you will be dealing with, not whatever version of him you saw on this first date. And even that version of him was untoward and pushy. Run, run, run. Damn. These are some heavy topics. Speaking of some other heavy topic, if you don't like PCs, you might want to skip out on the next one. And this story is called, Am I Overreacting? She shit with me in the shower. Hello, long time lurker, first time post. Throwaway because I don't want to be affiliated with my main. I, F22, had been dating this girl, F21, for about 3 months and it's been great. The only red flag I've seen before this was she was a bit messy, leaving things without putting them away, including trash. Anyway, yesterday we went to a karaoke club, got super wasted, and she spilled her drink all over us. No big deal, we went to my apartment where we in the shower, nothing sexy or anything, we were just too drunk for that. But I remember looking down and there was a streak at the bottom of the shower and I asked her what it was. I shit you not. She said, oopsie, I did a poopsie, and pushed a ball of shit into the drain with her toe. I didn't know what to say. I kinda just stood here. This chick really just pooped. I told myself that she was drunk and we could talk about it tomorrow. Fast forward to this morning, we woke up. I could not get what I saw yesterday out of my head, and so I tried to keep it light and laughed about the pooping. Maybe try to get her into the toilet into the future. And she goes on to explain that she just feels comfortable with me and doesn't want to hide who she is anymore. I asked her if she poops in the shower all the time. She does. I asked if she could refrain from doing that, so in my shower, and she agreed. I just feel like I can't move past this and look at her the same kind of way and want to break up with her. Am I overreacting? Well, no. I think it's a thing you get an ick on and you could break up over this. You cannot spend your life with this person because it's only gonna get worse. It's a slippery slope, pun intended. Someone says, I'll pee in the shower any day, but poop? That's literally insane. I don't understand these people and I wish they would come on here and explain themselves. Someone says, oopsie, I did a poopsie. LMAO, leave now. Another one says, she does it so often she says it's part of who she is. She said it like it was a milestone you guys just crossed. That's so funny. Waffle stomping your poop down the drain regularly is fucking crazy. It is definitely fucking crazy. Speaking of crazy, this post is from MID Devil and it's got removed multiple times, but someone backed it up and it's called Am I the asshole for blowing up my best friends and not being supportive of his unborn child? I, 23F, and my friend's 27 male, who we will call Jay, are really close. At some point we have even gained feelings for each other. Jay even asked me out, but as I was fresh out of toxic relationship and said I wanted time to heal and then we could try romantic relationship. Jay always tells me how he loves me and we hang out and buy me nice things despite me constantly telling him not to. It was around this time, my birthday was coming around, I'll be turning 23. Jay and I made the choice to go to the club celebrating. It was just the two of us. It began greatly and I was having so much fun until I noticed a woman, who we call E, was getting close to J. I felt a note, so I tried to redirect. However, E kept bothering us and started buying J drinks, completely ignoring my presence. J never been a good drinker and would often overdo it. I told him not to take the drinks, but he insisted. I sat awkwardly watching them flirt and drink until I executed myself to the bathroom. When I got back, J and E were nowhere to be seen. I called and texted J, but no answer. He left me on my birthday. I was upset, so I went home. The next day came and Jay apologized for leaving me and continued to talk. About months later, Jay asked me to meet up because he had something important to say. He told me that him and E were now in a relationship and expecting. I was in shock. My heart shattered. Deep down inside, I always knew I wanted to marry Jay, but hearing this changes so much. Jay said he is not gonna abandon her and their child, even though they had just met. I blew up at him and started crying. I respect him for wanting to be a father, but what about me? We would always planned to be together, and now he's with a stranger. I haven't talked to Jay since, despite him calling and texting me. I've spoken to other friends, and they're saying I'm being dramatic, and I should be happy that Jay is becoming a father. So, am I the asshole? Yes! What the fuck is your problem? If you want a relationship with this guy, just told him from the beginning. Don't get jealous. I mean, you could get jealous, but told him straight up, like, hey, I'm getting jealous because I'm having feelings for you. But now you're just doing this, and I don't even know what you're doing? Wow. Someone says, you snooze, you lose. And the other one says, he sucks for ditching her at the club. Well, she was in the bathroom. And yes, I agree. She sucks for refusing to accept reality and throwing a tantrum. Her friend sucks for saying she should be happy for him. No one is going to be happy about their crush getting with someone else and having a baby. She sucks the most, but really the only person here who is blameless is E. Yeah, fair. I mean, the woman approached the J, so hey, okay, on to our last story, and it's called Am I Overreacting? I went on a date and saw my wife calling on his car Bluetooth. Hi, 28. F went on a date with this guy, 30 male. We met up, ate breakfast, and hit the road because I had a long drive. Everything was going good. We were listening to music and just vibing, and then the phone call. And then the phone call hits. He was driving, so his phone was connected to the Bluetooth, and I can see who was calling. The caller ID said my wife, and my stomach dropped. We had been dating, talking for 7 months, and nothing he did gave me signs of him being married. He didn't pick up and let it go to voicemail. My mood instantly shifted, and he asked me what's wrong. I told him I saw him call, and that he needed to call back them right now. He was going on about how it was his brother, and I said that's because I saw it's clear. It said my wife. He goes on his phone and shows me his recent calls, and it says big bro at the time the call came through. The thing is that when the call came through initially and he let it go to voicemail, I was staring at it in disbelief, and then I looked away because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's possible that he changed the contact's name really quick. I told him again to call the number, and he doesn't show me, but he does call someone, and I can hear a male's voice on the line when he's starting to argue. He insists he doesn't have a wife and he doesn't know about what happened, etc. We get to the spot and I try to put the past, but I can't let it go. If he had refused to show me his phone at all, I would have called an Uber home. We ended up leaving earlier than planned, and he keeps trying to explain himself, but I can't forget the image of my wife calling. I told him I needed some space to think about what happened. Am I overreacting, or is this a messed up prank? Damn. What I don't even know what to think. What to say about this, because why would this be a prank? What kind of sick joy do you get out of this? For a prank? No, it isn't, bro. It isn't a fucking prank. If you saw my wife, you saw my wife. If you changed it to big bro, that's fine, but he's still lying. I'm not sure. I'm not trusting this guy. Top comment has to say, why and how would this be a prank? Have you been to his house, out with his friends? Some people do put sarcastic or nickname to be certain people in their context, but switching up the context name would have most likely taken some effort that you would have noticed if you were still sitting next to him. You're right to take some time for yourself. Trust your gut. Someone says, could be that he had a missed call from Big Bro just before he picked you up and erased the call from his log. Could also be, someone says, I will add to this. As a married man, I have never saved my wife's contact as my wife. My married friends do not either. It's either her name or pet name. I'm not saying it's not possible, just very odd. And I'm not married as well, but hey, I do it as well. I save my wife on her nickname we have for each other, but that's a whole different can of worms. So it's weird you saw that. Trust your gut. And hey, speaking of trusting your gut, don't forget to trust your gut and like and subscribe. And if there's a story you want me to hear, or you want to say something about this new setup, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your thoughts in the comments.